So thank you for everyone coming out today. Today we're going to talk about great ways to engage families without children or single members as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so I decided to start right from the first point of contact that we have with families. So when we have our Greenwood tour, when we receive posting messages and members come and clear in, I like to have a discussion with people. It stood out for me because I did the bus tour here back in September, and I had a discussion with a couple who didn't have any children, and it was kind of like feeling them out. What did they want? What did they think they needed to have in order to successfully integrate into the community? What services they wanted to see at the MFRC? And I found that was really neat, having that kind of a discussion with people. And on several other occasions, I've had a chance to talk with even just single members too, what they wanted. And it seems the general understanding of what MFRCs are is it's childcare. We offer child programs or youth programs, or just for the spouses. And even that, like one of our morning coffees, there's always families that bring their children. So there's nowhere really for single members or spouses without children to come to our center. Okay, so next slide, please. So as I was talking with these folks, I've lived in the Annapolis Valley for a very long time. So I know what's here, and I know when new restaurants open up or new clubs. So if we don't have it, then I try to find it for them, and that's just called customer service. So we have quite a few restaurants in the area, also bars, that they have music every weekend. So I try to not just continually suggest one bar, because that's not fair, but other places too, such as clubs on base. We've got curling clubs, we've got hockey clubs, really trying to connect them with the community and not just our center. Next slide, please. So, renovation time. We need to take a look at what we're offering our families. What demographics are we targeting for our services and programs? And mainly it is families with young children or youth. And that's who is accessing our services and programs. And it's not very often that we give a welcome tour that it's a family without children. So we really need to reach out to those folks, especially through programs such as the Family Sponsor Program. And you do not need to have children to be in that program. It's just for spouse members who are new to the community, and we try to connect them with another spouse that their spouse is working in the same unit with them. So we try to connect them and bridge that gap between the unit and the MFRC and the new families coming in. So who's being left out? From my general understanding, most MFRCs find it, I believe, challenging to reach that demographic of single members or couples without children. So the next step is, how can we change this? Next slide, please. So first off, I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of the discussions we've been having here in Greenwood amongst the coordinator team, as well as with some of our volunteers who are running our programs. And afterwards, I'd just like to ask folks to either raise their hand to use the microphone, or you can use the chat box and say what you guys have been doing or what you've been struggling with, what has been working, what hasn't been working. I'd just like to get a better feel about what other MFRCs are going through. So one very important point is getting families involved with the process from the beginning. So, and like that's just having a discussion with them, so asking them what they want, what they need. And the next step is getting them involved with putting forth these programs. So what we're working right now on is Friendly Friday. And this is a program I think that most MFRCs have, where every Friday morning, usually from 10 to 11:30. It's called Friendly Fridays, and families can come in with their children and chat and have coffee and such. It's a coffee social. But one of our complaints has been that a lot of young children come, and single members or their spouses don't exactly feel comfortable around the kids, or they don't find like they have that adult conversation, which you can't really have when there's kids around. And we have it in our lounge. In our lounge, it's a very nice lounge, but it's not exactly child play friendly. It's kind of boring for kids. So one of our volunteers, who's actually the host for Friendly Fridays, approached myself one day, and she said, we need to figure something out to get people back in because we're losing that demographic. So we're thinking of creating a hybrid of Friendly Friday where we'll have a couple of volunteers down in our child room. It's called our Ivy room, and it's got the child-friendly door and all the toys in there. And we would have a couple of volunteers in there who would watch the kids, and then the adults could go down to the lounge and have some of that adult conversation. So it would be open not only to families with children, but also to single members or spouses who do not have children. So we haven't put it forth yet, but it's it's in the works. So we're hoping that is going to increase our numbers as well as reach out to that demographic that we're missing. So that's just one of our ideas. We've also put on, I think other MFRCs have done this too, belly dancing, and that was a very popular night. They had a lot of fun, and of course there was no children involved. We also do things, I think Comox, I just received your recreation guide, and I think you're doing a Saint Jean Baptiste Day, which is from people from Quebec to celebrate their heritage. Anyway, that's open to families, but it's also it's single member friendly and spousal friendly, if you get what I'm meaning. So I'd like to hear from you guys. What has worked? What has not worked? What are you thinking of? Please let me know.
Okay, so this is your your opportunity to either unmute your microphone or feel free to enter your ideas in the chat.
I see Diane put, we provide childcare for some programs, i.e. Coffee Connections, just for us, therefore the children are not in the same room. Yeah, exactly. And how do you find that's been working, Diane? Have you been getting more single members or spouses without children in?
We have, but our issue is, so usually those two programs are during the week. One is a Monday morning and the other one is a Friday morning. But our issue is that we have a lot of single male members who are coming in, and we find that they are definitely not looking for the same type of programs that we offer. So other than, special workshops like budgeting workshops, and so we're struggling in finding programs for them.
Yes, and that was my other observation is the single men who come in. They often resort just to going to the mess or to bars, and that can be good if there's live music in that. But we don't want them to just go to bars. We want them to get involved with clubs and here at the center as well. Painting nights at the mess, and then to that, yes, that we've had quite a few paint nights here in the community, not hosted by the MFRC, but there's always a very high attendance, so that's a neat idea. Joanne said we have a dog sledding event. Oh, that's really cool. And you also offer childcare for adult focus events. Okay. And Audrey said we have a wool and whatever every Thursday morning, so it's like a coffee social, and it happens at the same hour as the casual care. Okay, I see what you're saying. So some people like to drop off their child at the same time. Oh, that's cool. Shannon, a craft beer tasting session at a local brewery. That would be really neat. We here in the Valley, we have, it's called a wine bus tour. That it's a really neat double-decker bus. But the only problem with that is that we have to get special licensing, like a liquor license for that. Same with, I believe someone put something about ladies' night out at supper time. That's the same issue here. Is we need to get you have to pay a certain amount per head for the liquor license. Isabel put, we offer deployment supervised care on the same evening of our deployment pro tips program. Yes, same here. So deployed spouses can attend, yep. And sorry, I'm just scrolling through the chat. Lauren said in Edmonton we are starting a new program called Flick and Float. Oh, that's catchy. Showing a movie in the PSP pool, and it is for adults only. It starts at the end of the month, so we're hoping it takes off. Yes, I hope it takes off too. That sounds really neat. You have a lot of spouses asking for an adult-only program. Yes, same here, and I think that's across Canada. Christina said trivia night, various craft or leisure activities, escape room. Oh, those are gaining popularity. Movie night at the local theater, yep. Couples events, reintegration, 5 love languages. Oh, that's neat. Mud said trivia night. Oh, sorry, I'm rereading that one. My volunteers organize their own outings, so most of my ladies are spotting the new families with or without kids. So most of the time they go out at a restaurant to chat and meet one another. If there's children, most of the husbands who are staying home with the kids are babysitting. Okay, yeah. And Audrey put monthly activities such as ladies' night, trivia night, get together. Shannon said couples cooking. Oh, that's cool. And then Audrey said we did a beer tasting last month and a wine and cheese. Yeah, the mess here, and Greenwood puts that on quite a bit, and it's a very popular event. And Christina put, I think one of the most important things is to specify that it is adult only. Yes, that is so true. In that way, you can also target couples with children that want time as a couple. We actually, we had a fashion show for the first time in October, and that happened at the Mess. So the bar was open, and so it was adults only. And we did get quite a few people out, not as many as we were hoping for, but for a first-time event, it went really well. So we're going to be doing another fashion show in June. But I think a lot of the ladies found that very exciting. I think we only had 2 men come, but maybe this time we might attract more. And then put dance lessons for ladies only and also for couples, yeah. And we started a knit and chat, essential oil sessions. Oh, that's cool. Brittany said, as Audrey said, we also do trivia night here in Wainwright. However, we have decided to host it monthly at a local pub. Oh, that's a good idea, yeah, because this integrates the military community with the civilian community who also attend and takes the pressure off single male members or couples without children to enter our center. Yeah, I find there is that pressure there. It's a more low-key vibe and always brings a big crowd. Oh, that's neat. We have a pub here too. It's actually like 5 minutes from here, and they have a trivia night every Thursday night, and a lot of single military members will attend that. An adults only barbecue on base from Devon, yep. And Christina said, we have started volunteer committees and they are an amazing resource when it comes to generating ideas and also planning events. Yes, volunteers make the center and the world go around. Always make sure you have volunteers without children /members /empty nesters. Yes, yep. And Diane put, the new RCF Family Support Program may help match single members and families with no children with families of similar tastes. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. And we also offer yoga and mindfulness, which has attracted some single members. Oh, cool. One of the issues that we have here is we can't step on like recreation toes, if you know what I mean. So with belly dancing, we had to promote it as a sort of mental health activity. It's a shake the winter blues away kind of thing. So it's very tricky for us. We have to be careful how we advertise it and what the purpose of the program is. Does anyone else struggle with that? The line between what we offer and what like PSP recreation is supposed to. Yeah, okay, Christina's the same here. Yeah, so sometimes it's very frustrating because we have all these neat ideas, but we just can't put them forth because it doesn't fall under our jurisdiction, I guess you would say. Lauren and Audrey, yep. And Devin, we try to make sure there is no overlap, yes, yep. Or we do it in partnership, that's true, yeah. We do a lot of our major events like Easter on the Wing, Christmas on the Wing is all with PSP. Mindfulness is a good way out, yes, it's a very good card to play. Awesome, well thank you guys so much for participating. Mindfulness is it's the way to go. So I don't know if anyone has anything else they want to add, now would be the time.
I have a question for you, Leanna.
Yep.
What would you say are the top 3 best ways to communicate out to families without children?
Ah, wow. Well, I have to say Facebook because that's very, it's easy for them. They don't have to commit. They just have to like our page and then they get our notifications. I also would have to say word of mouth. So a lot of our coordinators here, they're military spouses. So they talk to their friends and their friends talk to Tinder. No, we don't quite use Tinder, but that's funny. Word of mouth is definitely, yeah. And I can't think of a third way, but I'd like to say our newsletter, but I don't think so.
Any other ideas from those folks attending the Web Exchange? Other ways that you found to communicate with this particular population?
I see Christina put, make volunteers your ambassadors, have them tell their friends. Yes, word of mouth from volunteers is a very good promotion technique. And Christina also said, or visit specific other programs. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So how about location? Do you find more successful events for families without children tend to be within the MFRC, on the base, or off the base?
Definitely off the base, because like I said, I think a lot of people view the MFRC as child or youth specific. So, but if you go out into the broader community, like we have quite a few pubs, not only in Greenwood, but a few towns over, and they offer live music, free live music every weekend. So that's why you will see them a lot, or at mess events.
How about the other folks on the Web Exchange? Do you have the same experience that the more popular events for families without children tend to be off the base?
Oh, sorry, I seen Diane put something about when you have members enrolling in the second language training classes, they find out about other programs. Yes, that's true. I had a couple of members as well, and that was my my opening where I could tell them about things coming up and talk to them. Alexa, said, at our newcomer barbecue in the fall, we will be sending formal invitations to the new community members. Oh, that's neat. And Audrey said on base too, but not at the MFRC, at other venue, but on base, yeah. And Mode put most of the time it's outside of the base because single members or couples without kids want to discover their new areas. Yeah, exactly. They want to meet new people. That makes sense. And Christina said Petawawa is mostly base, but Pembroke has a bit more to offer, so we try to reach out and partner for an adult dine out, for example. Yes, we really try to foster the MFRC community relationship with our businesses, our restaurants, our stores. We definitely try to support local as well. Well, these are awesome ideas.
Okay, well, that sounds excellent. I'm going to make sure that I post up all of these ideas on the website next to the Web Exchange. But if you guys, those folks who are attending, if you have any posters, particular catchphrases that you use in Facebook or Twitter to attract families without kids, then feel free to pass those along as well, because I'd love to put up as many resources as possible for the MFRCs to get a sense of what everybody else is doing to try to learn off each other. So I guess we'll wrap up for today, but just keep in mind that Leanna is available at the Forces email. You can see her Forces email down below here at the bottom of the slide. So feel free to reach out to her for additional ideas or to each other. And thank you very much for everyone for joining us on the Web Exchange today. Leanna, if you could just stay on the line for a few minutes afterwards, that would be great.
Yep.
But for everyone else, have a great rest of the day.